Continuing on from question number 3 of logical reasoning drill set number 11 over at lawhub.lsac.org, we once again have a highlight tool ready to go, and we read the question stem for number 4 first to identify what we are being asked to do. 4 reads, which one of the following most accurately describes a flaw in the journalist's argument? So we're going to read the journalist's statements on the left, highlight solely the conclusion of the journalist, and then try to mentally predict for this big 4 question task what might reasonably be a logical flaw in how the journalist reached that conclusion. So the journalist states, those of us acquainted with the work of filmmaker John Dowland are convinced that the accusations made against him of tax fraud and other financial dishonesty are baseless, for we know intimately the honesty and integrity that pervade his art that is notably uncommercial. So it is simply that those of us acquainted with the work of this filmmaker are convinced that the accusations made against him are baseless, and it's because there's honesty and integrity in his art. And again, if you see something that is this clear of a kind of term shift that is not supported, you could probably highlight it in different color and say, this is the flaw. Just because John Dowland was honest and showed integrity in his art doesn't mean that he's honest and has integrity elsewhere in his life. So we've got that as a mental in real life prediction for an identify the flaw question task such as this. And we're just looking for an answer choice that matches that prediction. That just because he's got honesty and integrity in that one aspect of his life, of his art, doesn't mean he's honest and has integrity in the rest of his life. So starting with choice A, it fails to provide a definition of the terms honesty and integrity. It is not about defining honesty and integrity, so we should be able to eliminate that. And it's a relatively common wrong answer for an identify a flaw question. The definition is not at issue, so goodbye to choice B. Then goodbye to choice A rather. Then choice B, it fails to show that only those who produce art pervaded with honesty are honest artists. We don't talk about honest artists at all. And furthermore, again, it's just not our predicted flaw. When you've got the prediction, you can go very briskly through the answer choices. And you may even actually, if you're looking to try to score 160, 165, 170 plus, I might actually skim the answer choices and see if I can find my flaw proactively. In the context of this video explanation, we want to go more methodically, but you might, if you're aiming for that very aspirational higher end LSAT score, you might have just scanned for what the right answer is ultimately. But then choice C, its claim that the filmmaker's art is uncommercial does not prove that the films did not yield significant taxable profits. What taxable profits? I need a ton of additional information in order to relate that to the journalist's arguments. And then choice D, it fails to show that John Dowland was not also involved in commercial ventures. Okay, what do those have to do with these accusations about tax fraud and financial dishonesty? But then choice E, it fails to justify its presumption that personal dishonesty and artistic honesty are incompatible. Ding, ding, ding. Great bland LSAT language. And like I said, you may have scanned these answer choices to go find E proactively to be as expeditious as possible when you went through this on your own. And you might use that same tactic when you can predict almost without a doubt what the flaw is before looking at the answer choices, as was hopefully the case when you attempted number 4 here from drill set number 11.